everyone, I'm Chef Susie with Escape Online, and thanks for joining us for the live session this morning. Today we're going to be exploring the Panna Cotta dessert, which is a very classic dessert, super easy to make. You can make this in a variety of flavors, and today I'm going to be demonstrating my personal favorite, a panna cotta made with chai tea. It's a really nice blend of spices of chai tea, and it goes very well with any cream or milk-based dessert. So I really like this dessert. And the panna cotta is an eggless custard, so it's great for friends and family that can't have eggs. And it's thickened with gelatin. It's really not cooked. It's just warmed, and then it's refrigerated to set. So it's super easy to make. And once you start exploring panna cottas, you can make a variety of flavors, and you can make different shapes and sizes. I'm just going to be demonstrating an individual plated dessert, super simple. So let's go ahead and get started. So over here on my stove, I have my chai tea, and I just have a couple of chai tea bags that I picked up at the grocery store. You can use loose tea if you like, but you've got to strain it out. So I'm just kind of letting these steep in, and I'm making a stronger chai so it can stand up to the cream in the recipe, and then you can still taste it. So let's go ahead and turn this down. Well, that's kind of steeping in. Smells so great. You're going to love this a lot. We're going to soften our gelatin. I'm just using a powdered gelatin, and we've talked about using gelatin before, and what we're doing is we're softening it with water. If you're using sheets, you're going to be softening those with water as well. Use cool water, and then you're going to add this into your warm mixture, and that's what's going to actually dissolve it, and it's going to become clear, and that's when it's going to start doing its jellification. So let's go ahead and set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and check on our tea. Okay, so it's looking pretty strong, and I let this steep for a few minutes before we started. So I'm just going to take these bags out of here, and we're going to continue with our process. You can make these in a variety of flavors. What you can do with a basic chai recipe is just add some different flavors. If you're adding a liquid like this, you can subtract some of the cream in the recipe, and you can add different alcohols and different spices and extracts. So have fun with your panna cottas. Let me know how you're doing and what you're exploring when it comes to panna cottas. Okay, so we're going to be adding the cream, and depending on your chai, your chai tea panna cotta could become a different color. Some of the teas are a little bit redder, some are a little bit browner, but you're always going to have a little bit more of an off-white kind of creamy color. Okay, so we're going to let this warm. We're going to add our granulated sugar. Vanilla is nice with these too, vanilla being super nice. Okay, so we're just going to let this warm, and then we're going to be adding our gelatin to dissolve in the mixture, and then we're just going to be filling our ramekin. So it's super easy to make. And do we have any questions on anything so far? And perhaps has anyone made panna cotta before? Okay, so I've got my gelatin softened here, and this can become quite firm. They can even turn into one solid piece. It's fine. Just put it in your warm mixture. It's going to dissolve. If it's a little more rubbery and one piece is going to take a little bit longer, you're going to want to break it up a little bit. Just be mindful that there are no pieces of gelatin once you're finished with your mix. Use regular chai tea in a tea bag. There's no little particle of anything in here, so there's no need to strain it. So I'm just going to pour it in a container, so it's just a little easier for me to fill my ramekins. And do we have any questions on anything? Okay, so we see our mixture, our panna cotta mixture. It's kind of a nice kind of creamy color, with a little bit of brownness to it. So I'm just going to fill these up, and then they're going to be refrigerated. And they usually take about maybe 2 to 3 hours to set up. And you can refrigerate these overnight. And what's nice about the panna cotta is you can make it ahead of time as well. And you can just wrap these up. You can make it a few days ahead of time if you need to. If you're having a party, or perhaps if you're working in a restaurant, you can go ahead and do some of your production a few days ahead of time. Just make sure that you're wrapping these really good once they cool. I don't recommend wrapping them while they're still warm because you may get some steam in there and it's going to cause wet spots on your panna cotta. So these are going to go in the fridge to set, and you can feel if they're set. You can touch the top and it's going to feel firm to you. Let's go ahead and set these aside, and I have a few that I made earlier. Okay, so I've got some panna cotta that I made earlier. I use these ramekins that are a little bit higher, and they're not quite as wide as the other ones. So to unmold the panna cotta, I've got a little dish of warm water. Since I oiled my panna cotta mold, I can see that it's releasing a little bit. So you're just going to want to drop this in the warm water. It's going to help loosen the sides, and it's definitely going to help with the release of the panna cotta. Don't walk away if your water's really warm, especially if the mold that you're unmolding out of is very thin. It could start to melt on you, so don't go anywhere. You're just warming it enough so it actually releases. And we do have a question.
If someone doesn't like chai tea, what stage would they change the flavor during?
Okay, so we do have a question. If someone does not like chai tea and they don't want to have a chai tea panna cotta, what stage would they change up that flavor? In the beginning, you can go ahead and use all heavy cream instead of the tea mixture, and you can add any flavor that you like. So please explore panna cottas. They're so easy to make. Just a few simple ingredients. You can mold these into really beautiful molds too if you have maybe something that's fluted that you'd like to experiment with. And if you don't have any molds at home, you could just use a little plastic cup. You could even use a coffee cup too, and don't fill it all the way. So definitely look in your kitchen and explore panna cottas with some things that you have in a variety of flavors. If you need any suggestions, or if you want to talk about panna cottas, give me a call or send me an email, okay? So let's go ahead and set these panna cottas aside. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unmold our panna cotta now that we've warmed it up a little bit. And what you can do is you can put some chopped nuts or some coconut or even some cookie crumbs on the bottom of your panna cotta. And this will help you in moving it around, especially if maybe you're working in a restaurant and you're going to be unmolding a lot of these and you need to put them like on a sheet pan perhaps. You can go ahead and put a little something on the bottom that's going to help this not stick. But this one is going to be going right into my dish for serving. And my panna cotta is nicely unmolded. It has a little bit of the tea that kind of settled on the bottom, but that's okay. It's just a really nice effect. And I chose this round bowl because the panna cotta just fits nicely in there. And we're just going to be garnishing this with some fruit and sauce. It's a super pretty little dessert, nice presentation, restaurant style. So please explore panna cottas. I've got some raspberry sauce. This is just the raspberry coulis from the assignment that you've done or will be doing. And I'm just putting a nice ring around the bottom. Nice red contrast. Let's put a little dab of whipped cream on top. And we'll go ahead and we're going to just decorate this with a few fruits. Super beautiful, easy dessert to make. I've got a little kiwi and some nectarines. So let's go ahead and chop up some of these nectarines here. And we'll make a little kind of confetti mix for the bottom of our dessert. And do we have any questions on anything? So we've cut some small pieces here. We're going to go ahead and kind of sprinkle these around the bottom. please explore panna cottas. Let me know how you're doing and maybe some flavors that you're making too. Okay, for the top, I'm going to be leaving the skins on the nectarines just for a little extra color. And you can garnish these with some cookies or any type of fresh fruits. So please, like I said, explore panna cottas. They're so easy to make, like I showed you today. Super fun. And you will be sure to dazzle your friends and family with these. And we're getting ready to wrap up. We're so sorry about our technical difficulties today, but just reach out to me if you have any questions, or definitely if I can be of any help to you. And if you don't have any questions for today, we're going to be wrapping up soon. We're going to say our goodbyes, and then we'll be seeing you next week. And here we have our super simple, easy, flavorful panna cotta dessert. And thanks for joining me today. And please explore panna cottas and let me know what your thoughts are on different flavors that you're making. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.